DJ Dre, I'm so happy that you joined me tonight. I am so happy.
Thank you so much for having me.
Let me just introduce you real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, whoever is watching, if you're catching on the replay, we appreciate you tonight. I have as my guest this evening the esteemed DJ Dre, Andre Posey. He is the man. He is the man. And he has been doing, he's going to talk to you about urban ballroom dance here in the great city of Grand Rapids. And oh, what was I going to say? Something I'm real impressed about you. I know what I was thinking. Dr. Dre or DJ Dre, tell me this. I heard that you were the first one to coin the phrase urban ballroom. Is that true?
Well, I'm going to say this. Urban ballroom, as you know, has been used for I mean, you can probably say for decades. I'll say decades. And when I first hit the scene, the dance scene back in 2001, there were two distinct dances in the urban community. There was Detroit style dance ballrooming, and there was Chicago stepping, to coin the phrase. And you was either going into Chicago to a stepper set, or you was going to Detroit for a ballroom or Detroit style ballroom set. And so a couple of years as I was introduced to Detroit style ballroom back in 2001, me and my business partner, Larry Weber, we ventured to the Lenox Room, and it was on Thanksgiving Day that we were at the Lenox Room, and we kept hearing all about this ballroom dancing. So everybody was saying, you got to do this. So we get to the Lenox Room that night, and we are watching them dance, and watching them also do the instruction. And the instruction was taught by Mr. Sam Horton out of Lansing, Michigan. He would travel here to Grand Rapids, teaching at the time a place called the Lenox Room. And he's been doing it for several months over there, but we just wasn't thinking about it. But that Thursday night, we said we're gonna go check this out. So we went and checked it out, and basically the rest is history.
Oh, that is so good to understand. That's so good. Now you've been doing this for excuse me. I didn't mean to say that. Darn near 20 years, right? I can't say that. It got to be good. You've been doing this for almost 20 years, right?
I've been in the dance scene for over 20 years, and I've been doing the urban ballroom for 16 years. And let's go back to the word urban. So back in 2004, we was, some things were happening in Grand Rapids where, we couldn't, a couple of places were dropping our dances, and we had a couple of places that embraced us, and we tried to hold on to it. So the last person before me, unfortunately decided to give it up. So I decided to go ahead, pick up the mantle, and I said, I think I can do this. I can DJ. So, I went to Chicago back in 2004 to a stepper set to check out their DJs, and it was awesome. There was he was basically a legend. His name was Steve Breeze Brewer out of Chicago. And he was doing a set hosted by Cynthia Bean. She's an icon in Chicago. And, it was beautiful. I went over there, I checked them out, introduced myself to them, and, it was great. And I studied them. So when I came back to Grand Rapids, I told Larry, I think I can do this. So, we, got our DJ equipment, and we were able, and so our challenge was finding a spot because, that's when things were changing. So we found the spot here in Chicago on Chicago Drive. I'm going to say, I think the name was the La Hacienda Hall because he had two locations. So we went there and tried it 2 times. It was okay, but it was a little expensive. So we had to do something different. And so then we found the place on 28th Street in Grand Rapids, 28th and Kalamazoo next to Myers. And it was great. We were, it was going good. We had a little spot. It was a club like atmosphere. And then the next thing you know, the club closes, and I won't go into details. So I was like, oh, it shut down. So, I was, I was desperate trying to find a place. And Larry said, something's going to come up. So what happened was and it shut down in June of 2005. So that fall in October, I was told, go over to a place called the Howling Moon on 28th Street. I think they got a night open. Go talk to the manager. And I told the manager, what we did ballroom dancing. And I said, we're not the hip hop crowd, to bring all the drama that's going to shut you down. That's actually what was going on at the time. So I was trying to get a Thursday night. Well, he told me, well, I can't give you Thursday, but I'll give you Friday night. I said, He said, if you bring me a proposal, I'll take it back to my general manager. Ran home. I got that proposal in 1 hour. I typed that up, came back, gave it to him that evening. He took it to the general manager, and the general manager approved me. And it was on a Thursday night. That Friday, he approved me. And when he approved me, he said, Andre, you were just in time, because we had 5 proposals on the table looking at all of them. So all I can say is, with that said and done, it was awesome. The rest is history. But going back to Urban Ballroom, my partner and I had, we were just identifying the dances. Just to give you the umbrella, you have Chicago Step, you have Detroit Style Ballroom, you have Bop, you have Greystone, you have Chop, you have Latin Hustle, and salsa. And before all of this, I used to salsa, merengue, bachata. So, and we would incorporate some of those dances in the ballroom scene, but technically it was urban, not the Latin, but it was urban. So at that time in 2004, to my knowledge, nobody was calling themselves urban or using the word urban. So we said, you know what, let's call ourselves the Urban Ballroom. So we called ourselves the Urban Ballroom, and it was great. And I didn't want to put a city name on it. I didn't want to say group. I would just say, we'll just call it the Urban Ballroom. So since then, in the last 16 years, the one thing I'm so happy about is the word urban is now used all across the board. All across the board, everybody uses urban. So it's how we dance. You watch Dancing with the Stars, that's popular dance. We dance our style, urban style. So that's why we coined the phrase the Urban Ballroom.
Okay. So I know that talking about Dancing with the Stars, that's more traditional, more popular dance, right?
Right.
When I used to say, because I used to dance and hang out with you guys, and I loved
it. First Fridays.
I need to come to First Fridays, yes. But I know that I would explain to my family. They'd be like, "Where are you going?" I'm going to the Urban Ballroom, and they'd be like, "What is that?" And the way I would explain it is, it's traditional ballroom with a little bit of flair, because you know how African American Black folks, how we do it. We just change it up a little bit, add our music, and then we create a whole new genre, and I think you've done that. And
I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, I think that the urban ballroom scene in Michigan is on fire. I don't know. You travel to other states. You can tell me. What about Florida? What about Indiana? What about Chicago? I mean, are we on fire in West Michigan, or in Michigan in total?
Well, let me give you the umbrella again.
Okay.
First, I'm going to say, just like the Latin dances, salsa is the #1 dance worldwide. And then you have merengue, bachata, and the other dances. Tango, everything, but salsa is #1 worldwide. In the urban umbrella, Chicago Step, hands down, is the #1 urban dance. And just about every city that, you said Florida, they step from Chicago, the Mecca, from California to New York. You name any major metropolitan city, they're stepping. And the thing that they tried to do with Detroit Style Ballroom is to expand it that same way. It is expanded, but the most popular dance on the urban scene is by far is Chicago stepping. But we are trying to still keep, bring all these dances into fruition. But for me in West Michigan, it's not just me. This dance is hot. you know, we have several promoters over here. You know, there's another promoter in Grand Rapids. His name is DJ Richie Rich. He does an excellent job keeping the steppers, and he does his ballroom sets, incorporating them too. Over here on the west side, we have Muskegon. We have DJ John. He's a legend in this dance scene, and he's been keeping it going in Muskegon. We got Kalamazoo, Lansing, and then when you get to the east side, you got Detroit, Saginaw, Flint. They dance all dances in the state. So I just happen to be one of the earlier pioneers of the first Friday sets in this dancing, and I've been very fortunate to have it going on for 16 years. So under that, you know, with that said, you go to any city, St. Louis, Atlanta, Memphis, Miami, New York, all this, you know, several major cities in California, Arkansas, Seattle. They're stepping all over this country, and you know, it's great to see that, you know, a lot has come out of this, out of the urban dance. You know, it's great to see the dancers, the DJs, and the people who embrace this dance. I mean, we really do embrace it. It is a lifestyle that, you know, unlike no other, because had it not been for this dancing, we don't know, half of us don't know what we'd be doing right now. You know, I'm not saying that we'd be on board, probably just hanging out at the movies, doing a couple of things, but this dance, you have people who travel this whole country based on stepping and ballrooming, based on their holidays and schedules. They travel the whole country. You have a Detroit community that travels to Chicago almost every week. That's how popular it is. And, you know, with Chicago being the maker of stepping, you know, they have all of the, I would say, you know, they like to say heavy hitters, and, you know, those who made a name for themselves with the DJing. Oh, they're all over the country. So it is hot, no matter what city you go to. But I've been very fortunate to keep it going here in West Michigan. And my set is called the Ballroom Stepper Set. And I will say, 16 years ago, you heard of ballroom sets and stepper sets. I didn't hear too many people saying ballroom stepper sets. And to my knowledge, I can say I was probably one of the first to coin that phrase, and I'm 16 years strong.
Wow. I am right now on your website, on your Facebook group that you have resurrected. You have just resurrected because of COVID. Yes. And this is the flyer that you have a set coming up on July 2nd, which you were talking about. And it's going to be held at 925 4 Mile Road in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And then you're going to tell people about that and continue to advertise on that. I wish you all the best on that, for real. I wanted to show, though, just because everybody loves pictures, right? I wanted to just look at some pictures. Hold on. I'm just going to call up some of these pictures, and maybe some people will see themselves. Oh, look at there. This is just some pictures. You take these pictures, Andre?
Well, you know, I have to say, you know, I love this dance. I started this dance because I love dance, and I still love this dance before anything. But it has turned to a business, and I will say, like any business, you need support. I do have a support team who I love them to death. I have a photographer. I have my door person. I have also a dance instructor who teaches line dance with, you know, every first Friday. And I have guest instructors who come over on first Fridays because I like to diversify the dance, you know. And I forgot the word hustle. I cannot get that word out. Hustle is just as big as Chicago stepping. They hustle all over the country. I actually DJ'd a hustle weekend in Chicago. Do you know it was almost 2,000 people at this place?
Really?
Hustle. That's how big hustles are. So at First Fridays, you know, I like to incorporate, you know, R&B, jazz, you know, positive hip hop. You know, I don't get too raw with my hip hop, but it has to have a beat. You know, all dancers listen for their beat. You know, I don't care what dance that you're in, it's all about that beat. And when it comes to the hustle, oh my gosh, we dance on the 4 count. 4 count is very important, that you always dance and listen to that 4 count. And
Mhm.
basically that's strong with hustling. So if you ever, I'm sure everybody's did the wobble, the Cupid, you notice you go and, you do quarter turns, and that's in 4s. So,
Mhm.
and the one thing that I love about the hustlers is you let a new song come out, I'm thinking I'm going to play it that first Friday, they done did a hustle to it. So it's so funny. And I'm like, oh, wow. So, but it is great. It really
So
is
you got
fun.
any new hustles? I'm getting off the subject a little bit, but you got any new hustles? What
Oh,
about
yeah.
that hustle I seen that originated, I believe, in Africa, where the clips that I see of them doing the hustle, they always got a plate in their hand and they're dipping and they got the plate in their hand.
well, everything originates out of Africa, even South.
Okay.
Do your history. But
Okay.
the one thing I'll say, and going back to the dance scene, I have to say this, because of COVID, we were shut down. My last set was last year, March 2020. And, when it first hit the States, we were monitoring, everybody was looking at it. And when it hit Michigan, I'll never forget it, when that first case at the beginning of February started growing, and we did do our set in March, but right after that March set, COVID numbers just skyrocket.
Mhm.
And Sandra, my heart goes out to all the family and friends, because we lost a lot of people
We did.
from COVID in this dance scene. It's something that a lot of us don't take for granted. I myself, I have my shots. I got my shots back in February because I'm also a high school varsity coach. So, we have to protect these kids.
Mhm.
But we lost some good people in this dance family, but their memory will live on. And I will say that I'm doing a fundraiser based on my 16 years of the Urban Ballroom. I want to give out a scholarship to 2 organizations, one called First Family and the other one called the Greater Grand Rapids Ballroom Association. They've been giving out scholarships to 2 students going to a HBCU or the college of their choice. And they've been doing it for over 10 years. Well, my goal within this next year with my fundraiser is to help them give out more money. So I'll be launching my fundraiser at my first Friday set. And I'm hoping people do participate, help me raise that money, because we want to give to those scholarship fundraisers. But with my fundraiser, it's going to be ad driven with a souvenir booklet of my 16 years. So basically, you're going to read about my history. You're going to see I got all the photos back from when I first started. So it's just going to be a great, memorable book showing the history of 16 years of the Urban Ballroom. And I'm also going to cap it with T-shirts. And it's going to be fun. It really is going to be fun.
And I know you're going to get some support. Speaking of support, we got support in the house. Sharon has been dancing with you for a lot of years.
Oh, wow.
Thanks for dropping in, Sharon.
Oh, wow.
Who else we got? Laura. Laura's dropping in. Thanks, Laura. Thanks for your support. Right. And then oh, we got some love. Drop some hearts on her.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Who else is here? We got Vanessa. She loves you too.
That's my dance family. I love them all. I love them all. Yeah. But I got to make a quick comment. Sharon, me and Sharon go way back. Sharon, she, we classify her in this, in categories, and she has elevated her dance at the highest level. So back before she got to that level, it was so funny. Back over here about 12 years ago, she'd be going to all of the classes, and she would come back trying to show me what she learned and show me the male part. And it has been so phenomenal. And but thanks to her, I've been able to help elevate my dance over the years. I've taken classes, dance classes from other instructors to help me elevate. And actually, I do teach Chicago step. I'm also a Detroit style ballroom dance instructor. I was actually certified under the state of Michigan at one time, about 6 years ago, about 10 years ago. A gentleman by the name of Mr. Ed Anderson, rest in peace, sir. He helped drive this ballroom scene. He even taught my instructor, Mr. Horton, to his level, in which Sam was able to teach us to get to the level that we are. So a lot of homage goes out to Mr. Ed Anderson on what he has done, what he was trying to accomplish, but his legacy lives on because he has so many instructors and students out there. Oh, it's awesome. So, you know, and it's just so many promoters. And I mean, this urban dance scene, it's exploded. It really has.
Awesome. Who else we got? Elena, excuse me, Elena.
Oh, yeah.
Dre, big teacher.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, and I agree with her. I agree. So, man, I'm so excited for you because it just I just think you're such a staple in our community, really. And I want to publicize that July 2nd Urban Ballroom, Ballroom Steppers set. That's what you're calling it. Okay. So we want to make
a quick comment. Make this quick. I've been at the, you know, I was at about 4 places, but the last place I was at was called Lincoln Country Club. I was there for over 10 years.
Really?
And I think everybody knows Lincoln Country Club, unfortunately, has closed because of COVID. You know, it was hard for them to keep their doors open. But I found a new place. It's awesome. It's called the Dance Social of Grand Rapids. It's located on 4 Mile off of Alpine. And for all my out-of-towners, they got 3 hotels, not even 5 minutes away from this place. When I was at the Lincoln Country Club, hotels was like 20 to a half hour, about 20 to a half hour away before you got there. Well, where I'm at right now is awesome. So I'm looking forward to, greeting and seeing everybody on July 2nd, first Fridays, over at the Dance Social of Grand Rapids. It's going to be great. And you guys, you're really going to love this place.
Okay, good. Excellent. And so all of your contact information is up there. Oh, I was text earlier and I was seeing where my phone is. My cousin, did she text me? Okay. Anyway, she said, Dre? She said, I went to South Middle with Dre.
Oh, really? Who is
her name is Denise Rush.
Oh, yes, me and Denise. I hope you're watching, Denise. Yes, me and Denise.
I don't know if she was able to break away. You know, she got big responsibilities these days as a dean.
And we just reconnected on Facebook. I believe she's an architect. So kudos to you, Denise.
She's an architectural designer and dean of an architectural school.
There you go. All right.
Yeah, the BAC, the Boston Architectural College in Boston, Mass.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, so if you go there, you and your lady friend go make it up there to dance. Drop in on Denise. I'm sure she would love. She would love it. But yeah, I just wanted to say, I wanted to real quick mention you talked about hustles, and I want to highlight that just a little bit because there's a lot of people who don't go to the dance set coupled up, and that's okay. Right. Because you have lots of segments where you have hustles or AKA line dancing. And that's really important. That was my favorite because I seem to always go with a group of girls. And of course, we just forget, we didn't bring, dance partners with us. So what we going to do? And the dance partners that are there make their rounds around the room because they're very cordial. But there are times when you just want to let go. Hustling and line dancing is a way to do it. And I love your sets that you intermingle into the night because it's like, oh yeah, either I get to practice one of the hustles that you taught us or, just do some freestyle. And so anybody, don't be afraid, ladies, take your girlfriends with you because you will have opportunity to dance. We got some more.
I'll make a comment on that. What was funny was, Sandra, about 16 years ago, which is too funny, when I was at the Howling Moon, I at least I started my own hustle zone. Back then, as you know, more women than men. That's basically every dance set.
Mhm.
And back then, I was doing a hustle zone every hour on the hour. I got criticized strong for that. Man, why are you playing all these hustles? I'm like, do you see all these women in the room? You help me dance with them, I'll play less.
Right.
But the one thing I'm very happy about, and I can say this, you go to any dance set in the country, they throw hustles in throughout the evening now. Because when I used to go to Chicago at stepper sets, they would only play 2 hustles at the end of the night. But that's Chicago, because they had the men-women mixes. You know what I'm saying? Racial, I should say. For everybody to try to get a dance. But even now, when you go to stepper sets, they incorporate more line dancing. So at First Fridays, I've been calling it the Hustle Zone for 16 years, and everybody knows I'm strong on hustles. The one thing that I try to do is I try to get everybody out of their seats at least 1 or 2 times. And if you know me, Sandra, if I could dance with every woman in that room, I'm doing it.
You would do it.
That's me. As a dance instructor, as a person who loves this dance, I love to dance. And I don't put no restrictions. I don't care, beginner, intermediate, whatever whatever position you are, I'm gonna try to dance with you. That's me. And I don't, even when I go to dances, I just like to dance. So, but I'm so happy that, a lot of men have learned this dance. They stepped up. So a lot more women gets, a lot more dances now. So when you come back, don't be surprised. We got a lot of men who's gravitating to this dance now.
Good. There's Denise. She said, "Hey, Dre, I'm watching." And Elena is agreeing. So, yeah, I've enjoyed talking to you. I really have. So remember, everyone, the Ballroom Stepper set is returning after COVID. July 2nd. It's the first Friday. It's going to be at the Social Dance Studio at 925 4 Mile Road, Northwest in Grand Rapids. Lots of hotel space around the area. I have been speaking with DJ Dre, Andre Posey. Find him on social media, the Urban Ballroom. I am Sandra Jennings. You have been watching Passion Speak, where we give those of the passion a platform to speak. Dre, I love you. Thank you. Thank you for what you're doing in the community. Thank you for what you're doing in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and spread the word. And hopefully your set will be on fire.
Thank you so much.
Who is this? Laura. She's saying she can't wait to get back to dancing. I know they probably stay
2 weeks away.
All right. Thanks again. We're going to wrap it up. Talk to you soon.
Thank you. See you soon.
All right. Bye-bye.